Bring in former Saks chairman and CEO Steve Sadoff. Steve, it's so good to have you back. I guess I'm wondering, when you meet someone who has questions about the consumer, what do you say to them? You grab them by the shoulders. What's the overriding dynamic right now that describes the U.S. consumer?
You know, I think Courtney hit some of the topics really well. The consumer's slowing right now. If you look at the beginning of this year, the consumer overall growth was in the 8-9% range. Today, it's in the 3% range. We looked at the Commerce Department numbers yesterday, and everybody was very excited about the improvement from June. But if you look at it versus year ago, it was a 3% growth on a inflationary impact, let's call it in the 3% range as well. Wages are growing faster, so we feel good about it. But you have a slowing consumer, and you have a consumer who is not buying as much in goods as they are in experiences. But Carl, one of the things we got to look at, and Courtney was right in looking at, let's look at what happened a year ago, but we also ought to look at what happened 3 years ago, because we have to compare everything to pre-pandemic. You're now in a period of reversion to the mean. The winners early in the pandemic are now looking on a year ago basis like the losers. Home Depot, their business is dramatically better than pre-pandemic. But on a year ago basis, it doesn't look as good because you have people moving away from those categories. You're starting to see the experiences are looking great. But if you look at travel and some of these other categories versus pre-pandemic, they still don't look that good. So there's a lot of room to run. But clearly on a year ago comparison, experiences, travel are all the winners. You're starting to see a resurgence of apparel. You're starting to see electronics come back. Remember, electronic were big winners early in the pandemic. So I think this is a bit of reversion to the mean. And you're clearly seeing the needs versus wants in the sense of Target discretionary not doing as well. I'm sure you're going to see great numbers out of Walmart. They're 50% food, and food continues to be strong.
Yeah, that's a great point. Normally in retail, we look at 1 or 2 year stacks. It's probably not enough given the bullwhip effect that we've seen from the pandemic. I do wonder, it's 131 days to Christmas, if it's too early to start thinking about how that season's shaping up.
Well, I think that it's going to probably be a cautious holiday season. Think about what we're seeing in back to school. The back to school numbers look reasonably healthy in the 3-4% range, but the forecast coming out of Target was cautious. And that's because everybody is concerned about a slowing consumer. I would be very careful. Inventories are all well controlled right now. A year ago, we had an inventory problem. Right now, we're in a situation where inventories are under control, as are our supply chain costs. I would expect it to be more normalized promotions during the holidays, not over-exuberant promotions, unless the consumer falls apart, which it clearly has not yet fallen apart. And the categories that are performing well right now, which tend to still be the experiences, but I would expect during the holiday season, electronics, apparel, the categories that came out really well during July, and you saw that in the MasterCard Spending Pulse numbers that just came out, apparel, electronics, grocery, travel, entertainment doing very well. I'd expect them to continue to do well during the holiday season. But I think that caution is an important word during this period of time. It's easy to start feeling exuberant, but there are headwinds out there, and whether it's consumer debt that is starting to increase, their savings rate is coming down. We don't have others have mentioned whether it's the student loans, the lack of government support programs. All of these are things that are weighing on giving you a very, very aggressive forecast. The word I would use is value. Look at TJX today. They had great numbers. I would expect you to see it in Walmart. I'd expect it in the dollar stores. These are the value plays that the consumer is focusing on. I look at that for the holiday season.